Now on All Our FM, a special broadcast with George Matlock.
Wywiad specjalny Orła FM prowadzi George Matlock.
You're listening to Anglo-Polish Radio Orła FM. I'm George Matlock, and it's a distinct pleasure, I would like to underscore today, to have on air with us a gentleman who started off in the nest of our Eagle Radio here in London, Orła FM, nearly 10 years ago. In fact, in 2006, when we started this very radio station. And I'm very delighted to tell you that years later, after DJing with us and working in a television station in Poland, TVP in Kielce, it is my distinct honour to welcome back as a newly elected member of the Polish Parliament, Dominik Tarczyński. Witamy Cię bardzo serdecznie.
Hello, George. Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie. It's such a pleasure to be on air, to be online, to be with you today. It's a special day for me. The first day, as you said, newly elected member of the Polish Parliament who started in the nest of Orła. So it's absolutely amazing. I'm so overwhelmed with all these things happening today and really happy to be with you and share my joy and, all these things happen with you.
Okay, well, we're delighted. We've actually gone back into the vaults, into the archives, and although we're not going to embarrass you by playing back your first programme, what I have done is I found a number of photographs of you in the studio, really good quality photos, which we will be sharing with the listeners when we publish the audio. So, you'll be able to definitely see everything and say, I don't remember that photograph.
Absolutely great memories. I mean, I can't wait to see that because, that was like
2006.
7 or 8.
Yeah, well, you started in 2006.
That was the moment when I came to Britain, to London with this wave of the immigrants from Poland. And this is how my journey started. And many things I learned thanks to you and to Orła. So I'm really grateful that now, after 10 years, we are changing the Poland. I am changing the Poland in the Polish Parliament. But we started with Orła because the things we've done and the things you do now is just changing the Poland, helping the Polish community in London, helping the Polish people, because it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter if you live in London or Warsaw, you are still Polish, and we are all Poles. And basically, every one of us has a different task to do. At this moment of the history, I'm in the Polish Parliament. You're still in London helping the Poles. So thank you for that. I'm happy that we have this opportunity to change the Poland.
Well, thank you. You have no idea how much I'm blushing here in the studio. One of the beauties of radio is you can't see what I look like.
No need. It's all true.
Right. Well, indeed, as Dominik has said, he started off back at the very start of Orła FM. I mean, we launched in May 2006, and you joined us pretty much there and then. I remember you as a very fast-talking, quick-witted, and very adroit member of the team. Well, no, indeed, it hasn't. I can hear you still have the very same skills. And it's fantastic because you brought a lot of emotion and you helped to integrate and bring people together, and you had, obviously we had an audience which loved your shows. I think you did the lunchtime show. Is that right? Can you remind me?
That is correct. Yes, and then we started with the morning station, with the morning program, which was absolutely amazing to me. I remember this 5 o'clock starting every day, and that was something really, really great for me because I had the night shift, and then I was in the radio with a cup of coffee, and starting the day with the Polish people who were starting the day with the work and traveling to work. I mean, as I said, absolutely great memories. The radio itself and all the people working there, absolutely great. But today, the time is passing by, and as I said, every one of us has a different task now. And today is a big day for me, really. I'm really emotional about it, but I'm still trying to be firm and be ready for this great work to be done.
Okay, now tell us indeed, because it's been nice to obviously reminisce about the past, but let's talk about the future. And indeed, let's talk about today specifically. You've just joined the Sejm. When did you first walk through into the chamber as an elected member? When was that? Was that today or was that yesterday?
Well, yesterday we had a day when newly elected had the time to prepare ourselves. We had to do all these formalities, and we were prepared to start the work as members of the parliament. Today, we received official documents confirming our election. So that was very official and very emotional. And starting today, we are the members of the parliament. We will be sworn about 10th, there will be the huge inauguration with the president and the whole parliament. Then we're going to vote for our government. So at the moment, we are starting with the official documents, and our work in the parliament will start with the first gathering, which we don't know yet. It might be 10 or 12, but within a couple of days.
Okay. Now, tell the listeners, because a lot of people don't understand the political structure in Poland, and then we don't have time for our constitutional lawyers' expertise view of this, although I know you, by background, are a lawyer yourself. But tell us a little bit, because here we have first past the post, which is a system which I understand that one of the political parties in Poland have been proposing, but you have proportional representation. How does it actually work? I mean, how are you elected in Kielce?
We have a general election, and we have, as you said in Polish, Sejm and the senators, and then we have a president. So at the moment, the constitution in Poland is based on general election. Obviously, there is. You mentioned the Paweł Kukiz, who is preparing, the new solutions within the constitutions. We don't know how he will present in the parliament the structure. I don't think there is a need for the change in Poland. I don't think the Law and Justice, which I was elected from the list of the Law and Justice, we don't really see that there is a need for a change. I think this obviously constitution has to be changed. 1997 is a long time. The Poland has changed. The times are changed. We have many things changed in our democracy, which is still very young. We have our free country, as they say, for the last 26 years. So new challenges, and the constitution has to be changed. But I don't think that there would be a need for a change for the election or any other this kind of parts of the constitution. At the moment, it works. To compare with the other countries within the European Union, we don't have so many problems within elections, apart from the local elections last year, which was absolutely ridiculous. Like 25% people, didn't know how to vote, let's say.
Good Lord.
The votes, So how can you explain that when now we have like 2.5% votes which are cancelled? So only because of this local government elections, I would think what has to be done. But at the moment, general election for the parliament went very well. The presidential election without any problems. So if it works, there is no need to change it.
Of course. So in terms of the current system, would it be most comparable with, say, the German list PR system? Would that be the nearest other electoral system out there?
We can say that, but still it's a bit different. Because you see, it's different than with the Western Europe, let's say. Germany, they have a different way of election. They have this land, right, as they call it.
Yeah.
In England, it's completely different, as you know. But as I said, because of this very young democracy in Poland, I don't really think that there is a need for that. I think there's many other things which has to be changed.
Right.
The last 8 years, it was absolute disaster. The tax system, all the scandals within the government. There's so many things which has to be done, quickly now. That there is so many work to be done that we have to focus on these things rather than election, which is, as I said, working. We can't say that this system is perfect or the constitution is perfect. It's not.
Yeah.
But as I said, after 8 years of Eva Kopacz government, there is so many things to be repaired, let's say. The things which were absolutely disaster for the economy, for the image of Poland as well. All these scandals went through the whole world. And all the ministers, the tapes, the things they said on during these meetings, and the fact itself that they let someone to record them, to tape it, it's just worse, really.
Yes, we recall some of those very events. The only thing I suppose you could say in favour of Poland over the last 8 years is it hasn't been all bad, in the sense that at least you've had positive economic growth. The only country in Europe not to have any recession during what has been one of the world's worst financial crises that anyone can remember.
You see, this is what we know from the government. This is what we've been told and what media been told by the government. You see, what we have to start with is just starting with the documents. We have to find out if all the data is true. We don't think it is.
Okay.
You see, in my opinion, that was only this green map was just PR. They were absolutely great with selling the successes and hiding all these problems. So I don't really think that the budget is so well. If it's so good, why they all lost? This is the first time in the history of Poland since 1989 when only one party has the power.
Yes.
The Andrzej Duda was elected as the president. Now we won as the first time in the history. This support is not coming from nothing.
Right. Yeah. So you have you've now secured the Senate, the Sejm, as well as the presidency.
That is correct.
Right. Well, you've got a fantastic mandate. Sorry to interrupt you there, but Dominik, you've obviously, as a party, got Law and Justice Party, have an incredible mandate now to make change. And clearly, from what I sense in what you're saying, you as a party are very enthusiastic about not pussyfooting, but getting on with it and making that change.
That is true, yes.
So, okay, what made you actually personally decide to go into politics? You're obviously in the vanguard of a party that can now change things because you have secured constitutionally so much. But for you personally, what made you decide you wanted to go into politics?
Well, the reason was very simple. The things just surrounded me. When I came back from London, when I decided, okay, I've done my part. I tried to learn English. I tried to get experience. I tried to learn and bring my experience to Poland. I said to myself, I have to try. And I came back and I felt so bad. I felt like, oh my gosh, it was so easy in London. It was so, easygoing. There was no stress. There was all these problems which I really experienced straight after coming back from Britain. I said to myself, okay, I'm not going to look for someone else to do something for me. I want to do it myself. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm a lawyer. I've got my skills. I want to change Poland. And I basically start to do things which were not strictly political, but I tried to do the same things I've done in London to help people like, even homeless people or people in very bad financial situation. I started to help local NGOs.
Right.
And then I received an offer. My work was noticed, and someone said, Dominik, you do the right thing. We would like to have you as a candidate. And
Fantastic.
I said,
so they approached you.
For
So the law and because a lot of people here see it almost a bit more like a career, even in the UK, and they will sign up and join a party, and then they will try and work through the ranks to be nominated to be the local prospective candidate in a party election or in a government election. What you're saying is that they actually tapped you on the shoulder. They reached out to you.
That's right. Because you see, I wasn't a member of the political party. My, as I said, career, we cannot really name it in this way yet. But I started to work with the NGOs and change my local society. I was very active locally, and that was, as I said, some people just decided that this is a good job. That's why I was so privileged. When I received this offer, and I said, obviously, yes, I'd like to be the candidate, and the whole campaign was really great. I had such a big support from the members of the parliament, older members, and from the people from the Law and Justice, and very successful. And we had a great people who cooperate together, and that's how I think it worked through the whole Poland.
This is very interesting. This is very interesting what you're saying, Dominik, because a lot of Polish people, as you know, in the UK have also tried to express their political literacy and have tried to join the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, the Liberal Democrats, whatever it is, even UKIP. And we've got quite a few people who've been on my radio station who've gone on to join UKIP. and the Eurosceptic Party. Now, in all cases, one of the things that they have come up against is the establishment here, the fact that it's not so easy to get recognised. And that even though they might be devout party activists, they don't necessarily see that translate into any kind of influence, and they sometimes feel disenchanted. And I've known several who've been standing in local elections or whatever and have not progressed in one political party or another. And it's not a specific political party. This is a malaise in politics in this country right across, that it's so difficult to be recognised for hard work. From what you're saying, it sounds like in Poland that is not the case. If you do good public work, there is an opportunity or there's a chance that people will recognise that. Is that what you're saying?
It is. But I'm not saying that it is easy. It's not easy. It's not like you want it and you have it. No, it was like 6 years of very hard work.
Right.
I came back to Poland in 2009, and then I started to be very active with the local communities and the NGOs. I started my own NGOs, and
you worked in television. To be fair, you worked in television, which obviously also increed your visibility. Yeah, of course.
That is correct. Yes, I was in charge of the public television in Kielce. And that was the moment when I really get known the problems of the local society. When you are in the media, you know what's going on in your region. So I found out that Świętokrzyskie Voivodeship was the one which was one of the poorest in Poland. So I started with my own NGOs, and I said we have to change it. We cannot really live like that. And that was 6 years. So it's not like it's very easy to get on and get into the parliament. It's not. But as everywhere in the politics, you have to have a luck, and you have to work really hard. And I really had 6 years of very hard work. You see, we had a list of the candidates in my region. We had a list of 32 candidates. I was on number 11, and I ended up with the score number 4. So you see, I wasn't on the top of the list, but my hard work and the campaign and the support from the whole team, from Law and Justice, gave me the opportunity, and that's how I became the member of the parliament, and I'm so grateful for that. I really want to work really hard for Poland. I'm just I am one of the youngest, and I'm just starting. I don't know what's in front of me. I don't know what the future is, but what I can say, I will work very hard. I want to educate. I want to learn. I want to do all this progress with the politics and with the service to Poland. It sounds it's a big word, but it is a service. And
it is a service.
I want to be I want to be the voice of the people who are before their 40s, and I have this experience of being outside Poland. I was over 5 years in London. Before that, I was in the US. I know how to be without job. I know how to be without family. I know all these problems. I went through all this. I had to go to London to get money for my education. I had my night shift, I had my day shift, then I had my English lessons afterwards. It was really hard. But now it's time to be the voice of these people who are struggling with this kind of problems, with this kind of situation, life situation, and this is my opportunity. I will not waste it.
Now, Dominik, you mentioned earlier the youth, and this is one of the areas that you particularly want to focus on because you've been through, as you say, so much of it yourself. Tell me, here in the UK, the vast number of people who had a right to vote in the Polish elections, and there were quite a few here, were young people. And as you'll also know, the vote in the UK, I believe, went to Paweł Kukish's party.
That's right.
Now, that's a big issue, and I have to ask you this point blank. What will you do now to reverse that so that it doesn't happen next time? Because it's quite clear that Kukish, who has the thinnest of mandates, who has perhaps not a yet constructed campaign set of principles, intentions, this first past the post business with the elections, for example, all these things he's been talking about, and yet he's managed to win over so many people here in the UK. What can you do, or what do you want your party, Law and Justice, to do to reverse that so that it doesn't happen again next time?
It's not about not letting someone win or be the part of the parliament. This is democracy. We are not fighting against someone. We are trying to introduce our program. We are trying to introduce our way of thinking about Poland. You see, that's how it was in the past. Last 8 years, Ewa Kopacz government was just trying to fight against us. They didn't try to work and propose some kind of act or law changes which would help Poles. We don't want to fight Paweł Kukiz. This is democracy. We have to respect people's choices. Why he won? I think many people who were forced to leave Poland, they feel like they were betrayed by Polish government. It's not like that. People are leaving Poland because there is an opportunity to leave Poland and they are happy and they are happy, clappy, and smiley.
Yeah.
It's not like that. I've been there. I know Polish community in London. I know Polish community in Great Britain. These people, even if they have really good money, if they have really good job, they feel sadness.
So you're telling me this is effectively a protest vote, you think, from
that's right.
From these people?
That is correct. And the people are trying to protest against political parties. Paweł Kukiz as a rock star, he's the symbol of saying no. So as I said, we have to respect these votes. These votes are not worse than ours, but in my opinion, this is the kind of protest against what's going on in Poland. This is not winning. Paweł Kukiz is not winning with us. Paweł Kukiz is the symbol of kind of rage against what's happening in Poland. So personally, I like him. We know each other for some time, and I have nothing against. But to change Poland, you have to have a program. You have to have a real power and a mandate. You cannot be just a rock star. But as I said again, this is democracy. We have to respect that.
Yeah.
And if people decided that he has, I think 48 members of the parliament, we have to respect them like others.
I've got to ask you this. In your time on All FM, do you ever remember playing any of his music on the station?
Of course I did. Personally, I like his music. I think he's a good musician, and as a person, he's great.
Yeah.
I spoke to him today, and obviously, I asked him about cooperation, within the parliament, and we have to look for the new solutions.
Right.
We cannot really fight all the time against each other within the parties and within the parliament. We have to look for the solutions and cooperation. That is good for Poland.
Yeah, so consensus, not confrontation. So final question, if I may, is where do
Yes.
you see Poland's place in Europe? I mean, the PIS, the Law and Justice Party, has often been described as Eurosceptic. Now, that may or may not be factually correct, but where do you see the future of Poland?
Well, basically, Poland has to be strong within the Europe. Poland has to be the partner for the European forces, for the European countries. We are not new anymore. So what we are looking for is the partnership. We are not babies. We are not political babies within EU. We have to be the partners. We don't want anyone to, clap us and be smiley and do their businesses. We have to be the partners. We have to build a strong Europe, but we cannot be treated as a second category country. This is how it was, with many cases. Obviously, I could give you many examples when we lost within the European Union many cases, many things. But I don't want to go into the details. In my opinion, our goal is to become a partner, to have the partnership, and this is the way for the growth for Poland and Europe.
So you are saying that to stay in the EU is the only option. You're not looking to do what Nigel Farage and the UKIP party are trying to do.
No. I don't think. As I said before, destruction is not the way for the growth. Really, it's,
Right.
Let's build something together. Don't destroy. European Union is not perfect. You know that. Many political structures are not perfect. But starting with with destroying whatever we built so far, it's not right thing.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Okay. It made me rather chuckle earlier, Dominic, when you said that you left England to go back to Poland where it was stressful, and you said it wasn't so stressful here in the UK. Are you saying I was a soft manager on you? I mean, I'm not sure.
God. George, you were one of the best. You are my friend, and thank you very much for having me today. It was like, the journey within the time to hear you today, and, to have all these memories. I hope to be more often on air with Radio Orla, because all these memories bring me back to this beautiful coffee, all these Ealing Broadway restaurants. It was so great, so great. Thank you very much for the call. I'm so happy I could be on air today.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much, Dominic. You've made my day and indeed my year. We're really so proud of you, and I know that you're one of the success stories from Orla FM. It's what we are, a community radio station. We're here to serve the community, but we're also thrilled when individuals manage to break through and achieve something. And I know it's a glowing tribute. It's only what you deserve, mate. You've been a great presenter for us. We remember you very fondly, and we're very, very excited about what you're going to be doing now going forward. Don't forget us. Definitely come back on air. We'll definitely be interested to talk to you about the latest developments in Poland, because I know you'll be very close to all of them. And may God be on your side, and may really be a great political future for the country. That's what we wish.
The future is bright, George. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You take care, and all the very best.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.